Hi there, welcome back to another video. You probably saw from the title that I got some goodies from Goldspot, and most of it is ink. So we're gonna do a little ink swatch haul. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Reagan. I go by Aunt Martha here on YouTube. I've been loving lately fountain pens, stationery. Well, I've always loved stationery and journaling and planning, but I've really gotten pretty deep into the fountain pen hobby lately. So that's lately what I've been sharing about on YouTube here. So I'm grateful that you're here joining me, and if you are returning, thank you for coming back. Welcome back. Okay, so I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13 inks to swatch. 2 of them I have tried before in samples and I ended up getting bottles, but the other 11 I have not tried before. So I was a little daring and ended up and bought 4 of the bottles are larger bottles, like 40 milliliters and above, but the others are just smaller bottles like this from J.R. Bond and Diamine. So let's get right into it. I also ordered some more sample vials from Goldspot. I find that they're the most inexpensive, and I was already ordering from Goldspot, so I figured I'd pick some more up. I also ordered a pre-loved Pilot E95S, and it didn't come with a converter or a cartridge or anything, and I don't have any spare Pilot cartridges lying around. I probably should have held on to a couple empty ones, but I didn't think to do that, so I ordered one of these, and it's one of the push button ones, which I've never tried before, so this is going to be exciting. And then I also ordered a Muddler glass dip pen, and I'm really excited about this. I bought one a while ago. This is the J.R. Bond, and I must have like dropped it or was a little too rough on it because it's a little scratchy when you hold it in, like, you have to hold it in a certain spot and like at a certain angle for it to not be scratchy. So I've just been using the back of it to swatch, but this one from Dominant Industry was relatively inexpensive, and I really liked the back part of it up here. It looks like you can just drop a couple of ink, drop a little bit of ink on your page and then use that to kind of swatch it and move it around. Wow, it's a lot smaller than I mean, of course it has to fit this box. But yeah, this is definitely a little mini. I like this. Okay, this is nice so that when I store it, I don't know what that is. Do you see that? Right there? I don't know. Anyway, it's okay. Yeah, so this is a lot smaller than I was expecting, but maybe it'll work. And the nib looks pretty small too. All right, we'll give it a try. So, we're gonna start, both my kitties are over here with us today. We're gonna start, I didn't put these in color order. I also didn't put these in, I mean, I have them kind of grouped by brand, but okay. I think that'll probably be good. And then I'm just gonna do, so I have 12 squares here on my page. This is a Hobonichi notebook with Tomoe River paper. I think it's from 2024 or potentially earlier, so I have not had issues with this paper. I do have 2 inks that I have tried before, so I'm gonna do like 2 in 1 square for those. So let's just start right off the bat with with Diamine Ox Blood. I haven't recorded a video in a really long time. Some of the videos that I've posted recently I've recorded previously, and what I just realized is I don't have any blotting paper. Okay, so my blotting paper obviously has been used, and when you put it under here you can kind of see the speckles through, but once this all dries and we go back and look at everything, I will take a little I'll take these out so that you don't have to look past the It obviously has been a while since I've recorded a video because I'm very unprepared. I do have a jar of water, and I still haven't found I still haven't found a towel that I like that I can reuse, so I'm still using paper towel. I do have some of these. They're older, like reusable paper towels, and I thought this might work, but I just haven't given it a shot yet, so we're just going to use paper towel for now. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to get everything ready here. There we go. Okay, that's better. All right, we're gonna start with Diamine Ox Blood. I think I already said that. I also don't know how much am I gonna put down. Let's just do 2 droplets and start there. Okay. I'm gonna have to kind of be quiet for this till I figure out how to use this. I don't know, maybe I should do a little like, I do really like using a plastic spoon. I first saw that on Julia here, and I've seen other people do it since then. I don't know, tell me in the comments if you have one of these little muddlers, if you use it for swatching, and if you do, how do you do it? And then I'm just gonna have to clean it off and use the other side. There we go. Okay. And I think I'm just gonna keep this. Oh, that's kind of nice. It's been a while since I have written with a glass dip pen because my glass dip pen from J. Arbonne, that actually wrote really nice. My glass dip pen from J. Arbonne broke, or like the nib got damaged quite a while ago. So I haven't written with the actual nib side of it. And for a few months I was swatching with a plastic spoon, but it broke, and whenever I think about going upstairs to grab another plastic spoon, I'm always down here, and when I'm upstairs, I'm in the kitchen, I never think about it, and so I'm always like deep into something that I don't want to go, disrupt my flow. I don't know if anyone else understands that, but so I just keep using the head of the spoon and just doing this, but I don't know. Maybe we'll do that for the last little bit if I can't find a good groove here. Okay, actually I'm gonna start on this side. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 J.R. Bond of like their, I think this is probably just their standard line. And then I also got one from their anniversary line that will swatch at the end because I've already tried that ink. So we're going to start with Ombre de Bermani. And I know that this is a, whoops, that didn't, maybe I should do that. Let me see if I can, oh yeah, it doesn't pull up enough, I don't feel like. Okay. I know this is, I'm sorry, I probably sound really stuffy too. I've been, the last couple of days, it's gotten warmer out, and so my allergy season is starting for me, so I sound pretty rough. Hopefully that's not too distracting. I know this is a French company. I think this will show the shading really well if we can get, you know, the ink to pool in some of these different spots on the page. And I don't know how to speak French, so I'm probably really doing a terrible, I probably will do a terrible job with pronouncing these. Oh, that's nice. When I have it straight up like this, it writes really smoothly. I also, last fall, I used, I just kept taking my allergy, like Allegra. I just kept taking Allegra until I ran out of the bottle. And I thought, you know, when spring rolls around, I will just get a fresh bottle. And I haven't done that yet, so I don't have any allergy meds to take until my Amazon order arrives. Next one is Cafe de Isle. Isles? Isle? I'm so sorry. If someone can help me with the pronunciation in the comments, I would so greatly appreciate that. I'm going to, yeah, we'll just do that. I also just want to say a big thank you to the people who have commented on the last few of the videos that I've posted. I have really enjoyed chatting with everyone in the comments and hearing, you know, like what your favorite inks are and about your fountain pen journey stories. It really interests me because, you know, I think it's also our journey and our, like, the reason we got into fountain pens is also unique. And so getting to hear, you know, how everyone else came to stumble onto this hobby is, you know, has been really fun for me to hear. I think it's throwing me off a little bit that this is so short, and I don't know if it's just because I'm trying to hold it like a fountain pen, which sometimes I hold my pens like this too, but it's like just at the weirdest spot over here in the corner of my hand. Okay. I'm so sorry. I had to pause the video because, I stopped the video and my phone is, I'm holding my phone like this way instead of this way so that when I go to upload on YouTube, it's like the lengthwise. And I didn't realize that the countdown or like the time tracker would be up on the long side of the screen. And so I just looked and thought I wasn't recording for the first 3, but I was. So I kind of had a little bit of a panic, but we're good. Okay, so next one is Lidate. I've heard people pronounce that before online, so that's the only reason some of these might be pronounced correctly is because I'm mimicking other people that I've heard. Wow, these are filled so full too. I mean, I know that it gives you like a set amount of what's in here, but they really take advantage of their packaging. If you've been here before, you know that I love like these warm, kind of cozy looking inks, and I love browns. And so I really wanted to get my hands on some of these J. Herbin inks that are in the brown family. So before I stopped the video, we were talking about just getting to know each other better down in the comments. And I just have loved interacting with everyone down in the comments. And, but I am such a baby in the YouTube world. We're gonna do Terra de Few, I think is how you pronounce that. We're gonna do that one next. I'm such a baby in the YouTube world, and I've been responding to people's comments, but I don't know if they can see them. Like, I don't know if people get notified when I respond on someone else's comment. I'd love to know. I think that's going to be a little ink spot there, so I'm going to try to avoid that, but I don't know if it's going to happen. So we'll have to see. So I don't know if when I respond to somebody, so somebody comes to my video and they post a comment on my video. When I hit reply, does that notify that person that I have replied to their comment, or do I have to do the little @ symbol and their username to in my message for them to be notified, or does that not even work? Someone in my comments in one of my videos said that I mentioned the Robert Oster Coffee Monster co-collab where she did the ink Coffee Monster, and I think Day to Night was the other one. I could be totally wrong. But she did like a kind of deep maroon color and a brown, and I didn't get my hands on those inks because at that point I only had one fountain pen and I wasn't even using ink. I was using cartridges, and I wasn't sure if I was going to even like fountain pens, so I did not buy the inks when they were available, and then, you know, obviously they sold out and now they're gone. But someone in my comments had mentioned that they have bottles of both inks and that they would be more than happy to share a sample because they won't ever use the whole bottle, you know, because some of these bottles that we get are huge. But and I replied to her comment, but I don't know if she is going to see it. Next, we're doing Rui Amarant. I don't know. You can see the label. But I don't know if she's going to see my comment. And when I went to her page, I tried to find a way to, like, you know how on Instagram you can DM people? And I tried to find a way to, like, send her a direct message, but I couldn't figure out how to do that from her page, and she doesn't post content. And so I really like this. That's pretty. I mean, I like them all so far, I will say. I'm really happy with how all of these look so far. But I don't know if she is going to see that comment, and I don't know how to send her like a direct message. I left my email in the comment. Maybe she'll come back and watch this video, and oh my gosh, and I don't even remember her, and maybe she doesn't want me to. Okay, we're a little tight here. There we go. Maybe she doesn't want me to share her name or anything in the video, but if you are watching, I suggested that we could do an ink swap if you wanted to, instead of you just sending me free ink. And with these new inks that I have just gotten, my bottle collection has grown. So I've done 2 ink swaps. One I still have to post. Next we're going to do Vert Cactus. And I've really enjoyed both of the ink swaps that I've done. And so I would be very interested in doing an ink swap, but I just don't know if she has seen my message. And so I guess this is me responding to your message. I would love to do an ink swap with you. That way you're not just sending me free ink and I'm not sending you anything. And I just got a couple of text messages from one of my doggy moms, so I really hope that that was still recording. I usually put my phone on do not disturb, but I put it on work mode, and when I'm on the work do not disturb, I can still get messages from my doggy moms because that's my work. And I put the lid on this and we're not done. But yeah, I mean, you know, some of my bottles are getting kind of low, but some of my other bottles, I just will never use all of this ink. And I have, you know, my bottle collection is slowly growing. It's not huge. I have quite a bit more in the sample department than I do in bottles, but it's just so fun to get to connect with people outside of, you know, just the videos that I post and then the comments going back and forth. But, yeah, if anyone wants to do an ink swap with me, I posted a video showing all my bottled ink, and I also can, you know, and then these are bottles as well, but I can also email you a list of all my bottles. I have made myself a spreadsheet. I took some inspiration from, I think Julia here has a spreadsheet, and I know Karina Loves to Plan on YouTube has a spreadsheet, and I don't know what their spreadsheets look like. If I had known of a template to purchase, I would have purchased, but I just made my own on Google Sheets, so I can send out, you know, like if you want to do an ink swap, we can communicate via email, which is how the 2 that I've done in the past have worked, and that's worked out really well. And then you know, you just tell me what inks you want me to send you and we go from there. Anyway, next I have a Aphrodite, excuse me, and I first saw this ink swatched on Lori Tata, I think is her name. All of the YouTube content creators that I talk about in my videos, I will try to link in the description so that you can check them out as well. But I first saw her, try this ink and swatch it, and I thought it was so beautiful, and I couldn't find a sample anywhere, so I just went ahead and got a bottle. It's Aphrodite. Yeah, pretty nice looking bottle, very simple. I love these little bottles, by the way. I don't know how you guys feel about these, but I think they are just so much more, it's so much nicer when you want to expand your ink collection, but you don't want to have to get bottles of everything that you're trying, especially for, you know, these are so nice because you can ink your pen up many, many times. Even like a TWSBI capacity, you can, you know, ink up a TWSBI. I think this is just a guess. This is 100% an estimation, but I think with TWSBIs you could probably fit like 1.5 to 2 milliliters of ink in a full fill. And again, that's just a guess. That is not a fact. That is my very uneducated guess. But I mean, there's 10 milliliters in these little J.R. Bond bottles, so that's 5 full fills. And they're just so much more convenient to so much more convenient to store. And hi, honey. I have wet ink on this page. Hi, sweetie pie. Oh my goodness. You just bumped a camera. You bumped a camera, silly. If you've watched some of my videos, you may have seen Gigi before. She's just getting a little antsy. I've been sitting here for a while, and she's just been patiently waiting for me to give her some attention. Maybe I'll pause and we'll come back. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, she's coming back. I gave her a little empty woven basket to lay in. I was hoping that would keep her content for a minute. No, you can't. This is wet. Oh my gosh, there's a bottle up here with the lid off. Dangerous. Why do I decide to live dangerously like this? Okay, honey, what do you think? Are you gonna get in your basket? Oh. So sorry. All right, we'll be right back. Okay. I just gave her a little tubey treat. So she's gonna be over there licking that for a minute. Okay, we are in the middle of swatching Le Bon Aphrodite. I don't even know what we were talking about. Oops. See, I can feel a little bit of scratchiness when I am down at an angle. Oops. That was rough. But again, this was what, a $12, $15 glass dip pen, so I really can't be too upset. This is our next one, Diamine Rosewood, 75 milliliters. That is absolutely insane. Look at how huge this is. This is my hand. I mean, I have pretty big hands too. Look at this. Is an A5 sheet of paper. I think you can pretty much, there's not too much of it out of the frame. Look at my hand. It almost covers an A5 sheet of paper. And look at, this is just so much ink. This is a nice bottle though. Very fancy. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm getting my complete raw honest review because the only thing I did before I turned the camera on was set up my page and unwrap the bubble wrap. Oh, I need that open still, but actually I'm gonna not leave it because I can't tell if Miss Gertrude is coming back or not. So while she decides, I'm really not sure how I feel about these swatches, but I've already committed, so, and we're almost done anyway. Yep, okay. Oops. She'll be gone for a minute. I was, for my real job, my full-time job, I am a dog walker, pet sitter, and I don't do this often, but I was overnight with a client. Well, the client being the dog. I was overnight at someone else's house for 9 days with their dog while they were on vacation. And this is the third day of me being back home, and my kitties definitely, I don't want to presume to say that they missed me, but they're definitely showing me a lot more attention now that I'm back. Next, we have a Leonardo ink, Sepia Classico. Such an interesting artsy bottle. My art knowledge is very minimal, but I think this would be something that would be in a museum. Okay, this seems a lot more doable. 40 milliliters. I don't know though, what's this one? 50 milliliters. I don't know, that's still a lot. Not as much as the Diamine though, that's huge. But again, like we were talking about just a few minutes ago, I don't see where I would ever, I mean, I don't write a whole lot, but even if I were someone that just constantly was journaling and writing with my fountain pens all the time, you know, because my job keeps me out and about and like in the car, so I don't bring my fountain pens out with me. I keep them home because, you know, they are special to me, and, you know, I spent my hard-earned money on them, and so I wouldn't want anything to happen to them. But, even if I was using my pens like all day, every day, I still don't think I would be able to make a huge dent in all these inks that I have. And I will say, when I started collecting inks, I didn't realize that you could even buy ink samples. My first like 5 or 6 purchases maybe were with jet pens, and they give you, they have a listing for a surprise ink sample, but I did not want to be surprised. I wanted to pick out what I wanted. Next, we have Lamy Sepia. I don't even know if it says anywhere on the bottle that this is Lamy Sepia. This as well is just an enormous ink bottle. I do think that's so cool that they have blotting sheets right here. Yeah, how do I know that this is Lamy Sepia? I don't know, I guess. Oh, wow, it was sealed. I don't think any of the other bottles that I've ever opened have had like a seal like that. You know how like when you open a new carton of milk or a jug of milk, you know, the plastic around the cap breaks apart. Sorry, I blew my nose right before I started recording, but it's been a bit and I'm overdue. And you can tell my my blobs are getting bigger and bigger. Oh well. What were we talking about? I think I'm really like, my brain's really all over the place today. I don't have any doggy clients today at all. Like sometimes that'll happen on the weekend where I don't have any doggy clients, but I do have 2 clients that work, they work at hospitals, and so their schedules can be a little just not the same as someone who like has an office job or works in an office setting. We're gonna split this in half, and we'll do writer's blood on one half. I've had a sample of this before, so I know what's coming. But very rarely does it happen on a weekday. This is a Wednesday for me that I'm recording this. Very rarely does it happen on a weekday where I don't have any of my regular clients that I see every week, or that I have no clients that are on vacation. So it just feels, I keep thinking that I'm forgetting something, or that I'm, you know, that I have a client that I forgot about, or that I didn't, maybe we'll pull this one down a little more, or that I forgot to write down or something, but I've checked it. This is, like you forgot to unplug the straightener kind of situation, or you forgot to turn the stove off situation. And I keep telling myself, friggin', you don't have any clients. You checked multiple times. I was torn between if I should get ox blood or writer's blood, because I had tried writer's blood before in a sample, and I really, really enjoyed it. And diamine inks, for me, they've always performed really well for me. And but I hadn't tried oxblood, and so I wasn't sure if I wanted to get a bottle. But then I saw that they had the 30 milliliter bottle of oxblood, and so I thought, you know what, it's a diamine ink, and it's that like kind of deep red, like luxurious kind of looking red. And so I was like, you know what, if I don't like it, I'm making all these new friends here on YouTube that I can send it to someone if I end up not liking it. But I did. I liked it. Okay, the last one, which I've tried in sample form before, is J.R. Bond Carew de Chipper. That's, if I was speaking this in an English, like American accent, I would say Karubi de Chipper. But I imagine this is supposed to sound like Carew de, but I don't know what the last word would be pronounced as in a French accent. Chypre? I don't know. And it's got a shimmer, which I really love. And I love that they've got these smaller bottles too, even in their anniversary collection. I've also heard about Emerald de Chavour, I think is how it's pronounced. I might try a sample of that first, because as you can tell, I tend towards like these kind of colors and not so much like tealy bluey colors. But who knows, down the road, you know, my preferences may not stay the same. All right, try not to get too much here. That it's going to take forever to dry, because I want to let these set. Oh, there's some birdies outside my window, and I have the window, like I have a screen, but the window is open so that Gigi can do some birdie watching. And Gigi is my cat, by the way. Her full name is Gertrude. Yes. And my other cat, who is not in the room anymore, his full name is Harold, but we call him Bub or Bubby. She was the one that was making a celebrity appearance earlier in the video. I really hope I did not get my little mini microphones out that I got on Amazon. I really hope that I'm not too quiet. I got a comment on one of my first couple videos that it's a little quiet, a little hard to hear. And so I tried to set my camera so that it's a little closer to my phone. Set it so that it's a little closer to my mouth, my face when I'm talking. But so hopefully you have been able to hear me. Okay, we're done. That's it. I am loving this spread. I'm not really sure what's going on here and here with the paper. It looks a little like grainy, kind of. Same with the Lidate. All the other ones are looking really nice, but for some reason I feel like that's not responding well to this. The ink is not responding well to this paper, or the paper's not responding well to the ink. Maybe I'll try a sample on another paper and we'll come back and compare, because I really want to let all these dry, especially this one, because the shimmer is subtle, I think. But I'd be interested to see if you can see it in the writing. I can't see much in the writing right now, but I'm also using artificial light. I have a light bar above my phone, and it's set to warm light because I feel like that's more cozy. And my window is open, but it's very gloomy and cloudy out today, so we're not getting any nice sunshine from my window. But I'm gonna let these dry and we'll come back. All right, welcome back. Well, it's it's been like an hour for me, but it's only been like 1 second for you. So let me turn my fan off. I have this little mini fan that I used to work at a bank, and I had a desk, and I would turn a fan on in the summer, and I had a little space heater under my desk for the winter because I just could never manage my own body temperature properly. So these are dry. Let's take a closer look. I'm really happy with the diamine colors that I decided to go for. I'm still a little confused about what's happening here with Lidate and Terre de Feu. I will say this is a Sterling ink. This is a Sterling ink A6 notebook. It does, I believe, have Tomoe River paper. I probably bought this in 2024, maybe even 2023. But I did swatches of Lidate and of Terre de Feu on a different paper because I just wasn't sure what was going on. And they're not dry yet, but you can already see how much better it looks on this paper. And in the writing, these look fine in the writing. So maybe it's just I put too much ink down or something. I will also say I shook the bottle up a lot more. Not like vigorously, but I mean, I went like this before I opened it up. So I wonder if maybe it just needed a little shake to get everything reincorporated. Somebody left a comment about my inquisition or inquiry about my De Atramentis document light gray, and they stated that it may just have needed to be shaken up before it was inked up or before it was swatched. So I wonder if that's why we're seeing such a difference here, but I just wanted to mention that because I am much more pleased with how these came out than this than on this paper. I am really loving this as well. It's kind of a mix. This Rui Amarant, I don't know. It's kind of a mix between Diamine Writer's Blood and Diamine Oxblood. It's like if you mixed those, that's what it would look like. And I'm really interested too because Writer's Blood is looking a lot more purple here. Let me see if I can find it back here. I think it's back with my, yeah. Oh, I guess maybe. So this was my sample of Writer's Blood. And then this is the bottle. I don't know, I feel like it just looks deeper and more purpley. I still like it. I'm really happy with Lamy Sepia and with the Leonardo Sepia. I think this is pretty comparable to Diamine Sepia. Let's actually... I didn't plan on doing this, so I'm so unprepared. I think it's towards the front. Yep, here we go. Oh yeah, look at that. This Leonardo has a little more black, but you can see that's nice and light. And that has a little more black in it, but in the writing, I mean, look at the writing. It's very similar in the writing. Okay, sorry, we're getting a big mess here. I really was happy with this one too. I have a bottle of pink ink and it's so dry because it's kind of like a dusty pink. It's Colorverse Sagittarius. And I just have a hard time inking it, or I haven't inked it in a while, but I have a hard time inking it in like an extra fine or fine nib. But I'm really excited to try this because this looks a little more wet and a little more pigmented, I guess you could say. Like it's not... Colorverse is kind of not translucent, but just really... I don't want to say watered down either, but you can just see, I mean, in the writing, you know, you can see how much easier it is to read the writing of the Aphrodite. And I'm really happy with this too. This kind of looks similar to Diamine Safari. Let's see if I can... Oh, you know what I'm going to have to do? I think we're going to have to pull it up in here. I do have plans to... Oops, I don't want to... Let me put a blotting paper here. I do have plans to go through and show you all of the ways that I swatch and catalog my inks. Some of them I am pleased with and will continue, and some of them are just kind of meh. Okay. Yeah, this is a bit more... Safari's a bit more green. Hopefully... Oh, shoot. That's the part of the page that is wet with ink. Safari's a little more green, like olivey green, I feel like. And Fur Cactus is kind of a little more black. There's more black showing in the like light in this whole thing versus like this has hints of black. I don't know. I'm not a professional. I hope you don't come here for a professional evaluation or analysis. But yeah, this is my latest ink haul, and I'm really happy with all of this. I am really proud of myself that I stuck to a majority of these smaller bottles. And I really have been trying to purchase samples before I purchase whole bottles, but like some of these I just I couldn't find samples of this one anywhere, and I really thought, you know, I'm gonna like this. I feel like this is kind of doing the same thing here as Lee Dete and Terre des Feux, but I wonder too if it's just the paper. And then, you know, I couldn't find any samples of, whoops, so sorry. I couldn't find any samples of Laban. And I do want to say, so I got this order from Goldspot, and this box was like bumped in like that. I do not believe it was because of the way that Goldspot packaged my order. I think that happened before Goldspot even received the box, because everything was individually wrapped in bubble wrap, and then there was bubble wrap around like the whole of everything inside as well. So I don't think there would have been any way that this could have happened in the transport from Goldspot to me. So I just wanted to mention that too. I was thinking about that while I was out, because, you know, all these other boxes, they came in pristine condition. So I think that must have happened on the transport from the original shipment and not from Gold Spot to me, because they really package their... I've actually been pleased with all of the stationery shops that I've ordered from in the way that they have packed their goods, especially because some of the things that we are ordering here are very fragile. So yeah, so that's it for this video. These are just about dry, but yeah, you can really see a difference. Actually, we should probably do it like this. These are these are Terre de Feu, and then this is, look at how different. I mean, the Lita looks gray on this paper, on the Hobonichi paper, and then on the Sterling Ink Tomoe River paper, it looks brown. So wild. Okay, well, thank you for joining me. Hopefully the chaos of this video doesn't deter you from coming back, but this is pretty much how it is around here. So if you're fine with that, come hang out for more. I'd love to have you, and I'd love to chat in the comments. Someone please tell me how to properly respond to a comment so that the commenter sees my reply, because I think I'm doing it wrong. All right. That's all for now. I'll see you next time.